Hey everybody, welcome back to our second episode in our new series of Settlement Survival. I'm your friend Sarmate. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. Now in this one, we got a couple of things that we got to worry about. So we do have immigrants that are going to be here shortly, and I was looking at our production stats. So if we come up here, two things to worry about right now. We have used 3,291 rough food, and we've produced 3,400. So we are producing plus, we are positive. We're in the green with food production, and that's great. But if we take in a bunch of more citizens, we aren't going to have enough food, right? So we have come down here and we put in a couple more farms. We're going to have 6 total. These, I think, are going to also be peas. We'll do peas on the top once it gets built, and then we'll do oats on the bottom. Now, the second thing that we need to worry about over here is our timber action. We are in the green by 200, but again, it's just another thing where we're gonna have to keep paying attention to. And then a third problem is I was wondering what development points to grab next, right? Because I have 2, and I was looking in here, and some of these things need mining and sand mining. Okay, so sand is really important. The sand mining guy is really important. It gives you the clay, it gives you the sand, it gives you the bricks, it gives you the glass. It's the beginnings for a bunch of other things. So I do want this, however, and we'll need the kiln as well. However, this needs to be by the river. Well, remember when I built the town over here and the river's way over here? So I'm concerned that this might be too far. So we'll definitely put in some warehouses and stuff over here in a little bit. We are about to get our immigrants. I wanted to just see, what did I hear? I thought I heard something happen. Oh, this is what I heard. So we're gonna have our peas over here, and then these guys are almost ready. And I did put in a pasture, but we have no workers, so we can't do anything with it yet. We have our tailor's workshop. We don't have any of these materials to make clothes, and you can see here we just got an alert that citizens don't have any clothes. And until I can find a sheep, a bison, or an alpaca, or flax or whatever, we're gonna be hurting for clothes pretty badly. So that's a concern. So here we go, we got our immigrants here. Just slow it down just a touch. Here's our town hall, and we got 10 immigrants, so that's decent. So let's approve this. And I only had 1 person working here, so I'm gonna double that up into 2 people. And then hopefully, okay, I thought it was gonna automatically populate this. So we'll get these people onto our farms. We'll do a pasture worker as well, and then we can start to get some feathers and stuff from the geese. So that'll be great. And the animal dung too, so we can start to use that for fertilizer eventually. It'll be a little bit before we get to that point, but that's where it's gonna end up. We do have 4 workers now. We don't want to put everybody to work in a specific job immediately, so it's just gotta move a little bit slow and take careful steps. So we did unlock flax seeds, so that's really good. We do have turkeys. I don't really care about turkeys because it's just feathers and meat. It's not anything different than the goose. So let's go ahead and we'll put in a couple more fields over here. I really like the standard fields in this. It's just really easy to just plop them down and keep going, and super great. I like that idea. So let's go ahead and we'll do, I don't know how many we're gonna need to start with. Let's start with 1. We can absolutely add more later, but that's what I want to work with. We said oats, so we'll put oats in here, and we'll keep our eyes peeled for this once this gets faded. It looks like Farmer Lori has frozen to death, and then our workers are gone now. Shoot. So yeah, we're gonna need a cemetery too. I had neglected this cemetery. Where should we build this guy? They take up so much space, and I wasn't thinking about them. So we'll go back here, and we'll just do, we'll do that. I'm kind of worried about this. So speed just came back up, because now we're back to 0 workers, and I wanted to not do that. But see, I thought I had enough fuel because this guy was at cap, so apparently 200 is not enough for 28 people. So we're going to have to up that cap because they had it before the winter came. I was considering swapping the chopping house out for the sawmill because the sawmill can make us planks as well as the fuel. And I like that aspect of it, so I think I'm going to do that. Remember, we're trying not to build over here because that's where our logging camp is currently. We could move this. That might be a better idea than just kind of snaking our way this way. We move this guy somewhere up in here because we aren't going to build it in here for a while. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll queue it up, and it will be a minute before it gets built, of course. But I think this is a better spot than being right in the middle of our town. So let's go ahead and we'll lie this guy down right there like so. And then once this is built, we'll move these people over there and we'll get rid of this logging camp. All right, so it looks got this guy ready to go, and we'll get some oats going from there. I'm very curious to see on how these 10 more people have affected our usage of our food here. So we are still producing enough. So that's good. That's good, but it's not by a whole lot. Well, now we're not. It's fluctuating. So now we're negative. We got one more farm nearly complete. And we'll get the oats ready. And I don't think that these are going to be a thing this year. But we'll have to see, I guess. Maybe I knocked some of these guys off of here so we can have the laborers. We'll do that. And I'll just keep an eye on this and make sure that we have enough of the goods being harvested instead of just getting wasted by wilting away when the winter comes. We got a little bit of time before winter, so we'll see. This guy's only at 36% ripeness, so we'll see. We'll watch it. We'll just make sure that it's good to go. And okay, we got fuel reserves low again. No clothes. We know that. Oscar's working hard, getting us some fuel. This thing is not quite built yet, so we'll just keep that as is. Now over here, I do want to have, the water is important. I had mentioned that. We want to have our fishing out here. We want to have our merchant ship. There's one right there. A ferry. That kind of stuff. Important to have. You can't do that on the water or on the land. Well, you can, I guess. It just takes a little bit. And so we want to get to the water for sure, but I can't really do that yet. I don't want to we have to have the planks, and to make the planks, we're going to need to make our sawmill. And we were saying it's going to take a moment. We were doing really well with people being in houses. We do have 9 houses or 9 occupants in our boarding house, looks like, and that's okay. That's why it's there. I want to mirror these guys over on this side, and we'll do that here in just a moment. But I think I'm going to let this go for a little bit, and then I'll bring you back. Oh, before I do that, let's get some flax working out here. Perfect. All right. Be back in a minute. All right. It's been about a year. So our fields over here that had the one worker, they lost about 48% of the harvest. Now, that's quite a bit. However, if we go back into our production overview here, we are doing fantastic now. We're almost 2,000, about 1,800 in the green. So we're going to leave. I think we'll be okay with the food. We're gonna leave it as is. For flax, I'm not seeing any flax coming in here. I don't know if I just put that in too late last season. That could very well be, but that's 0 still. But I did notice when we were up in here, we have 81 pack of wool and 150 leather. Now that's not a lot in either one of those aspects, but I think it would be decent to have, something being created. I could make a handful of warm or rough clothes. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put a tailor in there. We got our sawmill created. I have Lee working hard in there. They are making planks for us. Let's check that out too. If we go down to timber, let's see, we're pretty happy. We're not doing that great in the production of the timber. So we might need an additional logging camp after this one. It's taking a while to build stuff when we only have one builder right now, but it's getting done. I've noticed something. So when I played it the first time through, I was like making sure that this was at 0, like the opposite of what I'm doing now, and people were freezing to death pretty often. Well, now when there's some laborers and it's getting cold and they're making some fuel, it's getting distributed more quickly and more efficiently, and so that is definitely important to have some peeps working there. So thanks for that tip, whoever said that a while ago. Helps me out quite a bit when I have no idea what I'm doing over here. We did get a couple more notifications down here, it looks like. Nothing new. Ooh, agave tequila seeds. Okay, that's a good one to have. I'm just kind of trying to clear notifications over here. We got 8 people who want new houses and not caring about that at the moment. So development points. So we got burned last time because we didn't go down this tier far enough. So what I want to do is get the bathhouse, but we need construction laid stone first. Now that's another one of these things that quite a few things are requiring. So we have to get the laid stone. Let's do that. Okay, let's go back over here. We're gonna grab our... Oh, did we grab sand mining net yet? So let's go ahead, and I wanted to grab... Yeah, so I'm gonna go police station, and then I wanted to go to the church upgrade, because I wanted to get down to theater, just to maintain our green over here. But this is needing weaving, and then this guy's needing the calcining can. So before we do either one of these, let's see, processing weaving, and the weaver is going to require some flax, which we do have flax. Process. We're gonna need this anyway, so I think we should grab the weaver because we have the flax, and if we're gonna use that flax to make clothes, we need it. Let's get the calcining can, or the sand mining. I mean, like I said before, we can't do anything with this just yet because we could, and we're gonna try. But we're pretty far from the river, so we'll just have to create some stuff. So it looks like we got 3 people working at our logging camp, so we can shift those 3 people back to laborers. And I think I'm going to take this up to have 4 people working in there, just because, like I said, we were just kind of teetering on not having enough production of wood. So we'll do that. This logging camp is going to get torn down. That's great. And it looks like we got a bunch of stuff down here that we need. So we got sand pit. Let's go ahead and put that in over here. Let's see how this works. This is a nice flat edge over here. Didn't have a whole lot of these in the last game. We'll do 2 to start with. One's gonna gather us sand, one's gonna gather us clay. We'll do that like so. And I do have planks coming in, so let's go ahead and we'll put a dock in, fishing dock, and we'll put that guy right here. Let's do 2, and then I think I'm gonna put the ferry in on this side when we get to that point. I hope that's enough space. If not, I'll just move the boats. Okay, so that's 4 more things that are gonna be created over time here. It's going to take a minute, and we are absolutely going to need to have warehouses over here to make sure that this stuff is stored a little bit better. It's a long walk. So we'll get 2 work in there, and I have 1 warehouse about to be created over here. I wanted to put pastures over here more, but I'm tempted to do warehouses and just do pastures down this line. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and we'll do a couple more warehouses over here, because that's huge for the farms. The travel distance, I think, was what was a big problem of this guy not producing or not having enough time to harvest everything. So that's going to be done this year, hopefully. Maybe I need to put another builder in. Might be nice. Okay, yeah, so now we're still at 3 because we must have somebody who became of age, I suppose would be the term. All right, so we're coming together. It's been slow. Definitely slow at the beginning, because you can't just puke a ton of buildings down and then have people working on them, because you don't have people to work on them. Oh, the police station was good. I think this helped with happiness, so we want to do that. Got 8 people working here, and it looks like we got more immigrants on the way. So when this gets tore down, which is nearly tore down, like I said a couple times, let's get this mirroring of these homes over here. So I think we have enough space. Okay, we got road, space, and then 2, and then a house. So we have road, space, and then 2, and then the house. And then this is going to be facing this way. We have a road, and then another house, and then another house, and then a road, and then another house. Like so. Okay, we'll just do that for now. We don't need a ton of new homes at the moment. We'll let those people clear that out, and then our 2 builders will get busy on that. All right, we are about to have immigrants show up here. I went up in here and I grabbed the bathhouse with one of our points, and then because I'm paranoid now, I grabbed the skin disease, measles. So now we have both these cholera and measles covered, and hopefully none of these guys are going to bring us any diseases. So we'll get 10 more peeps. Now we got 10 total temporary workers, which is great, and we'll keep those guys as that, probably with the exception of 1 more builder. So I got 4 builders now because I have a lot of things queued up. I want to get these warehouses done over here. The weaving workshop would be nice to have. So I had the wheat logging camp. I accidentally placed these warehouses right here. That was inside the circle, so I moved them out. And then over here, I was thinking that this area should be used as like a really small neighborhood for the people that work here. So we can see we got these 2 buildings done. These are almost done. And then I did have the ferry. For some reason, I was thinking that you had to unlock it and do like a little village here. And then the people who work here can live here as well, and they don't have to go as far. And that's going to help prevent cold deaths, because I've had quite a few in the last season here, and I want to prevent that. I can't go do the bathhouse yet because I don't have the linen and I don't have the masonry workshop built yet, so I'm thinking about it. Let's put it down. Distillery would be a good one to grab too, but we don't have any agave tequila working. I was checking our food again, and we're doing pretty good on food, plus 5,000. Water, we're doing pretty good on. timber, we're in the negative a little bit more. So I put down this road here. It's kind of hard to see. Goes along the bottom, and I wanted to put in another logging camp way out here, and that way we can continue to have a good source of logs coming in. So we got a lot of progress done. I think we'll get this area started build up in the next episode. Let's turn these fishing docks off. So I'm gonna come back and see what I come up with for that. That'll be up in the next day or two, so hope to see you on that one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival.